Hi everyone. Today I have some art for you that's inspired by the artist Claude Monet. Claude Monet had a beautiful garden in France, and he had a pond there with water lilies, which often inspired his art and his work. He was an impressionist, so he was very interested in how the light hit everything. So he would paint at different times of the day. He painted many pictures of the water lilies. Some of them are very large. So I have some for you to see today, and you'll see that they're all in different lights at different times of the day. This is one of his paintings of water lilies. Here's another one closer up, and you can see the water lilies in here. Here's another at a different time of day. They grow in groups. And here are two more at different times of the day. You can tell by the colors that he used. And here, these are more bright. We're going to kind of use these as the inspiration for our art today. Now, when we were in school, we were able to do a piece of art that looked like this. But working at home, we have some challenges. We don't have the same paper. We don't have the same paints. So we have to kind of work with what we have. But that's always a good thing to do. And it's fun making art, even if we're just using what we have in the house. So I was able to make these two paintings with what I have in my house. I have copy paper. Now, copy paper is different from our nice white drawing paper in the art room because that's thicker and it's more absorbent of the paint, so it works differently. Well, I thought of a way that you can paint even if you don't have paint in your house. If you have a brush, you kind of need that. But if I take a marker and I put a little tiny bit of water in a container and I put the marker in it, it's going to turn it into paint. I did that with a green marker, and I did the same thing with a blue marker. Now, the thing about that is that it does paint lightly. So this is the painting that I made using the marker paint. Now, this painting, I used some paint. Some people may have paint at home, so I hope that you do, and if you do, then you can make your picture to look more like this one. I had this little container of paint at home, and that's just what it looks like. Yours might look something like that or different, and I'm sure that it will work just fine. Now, I want to show you how to draw the water lilies and how to make them. So I'm going to come in close on the picture so you can see what I'm doing. Now, I need 4 crayons. I chose green, I need a white crayon, I need a yellow crayon, and I need a pink. The pink that I'm using is actually violet red. So I'm going to start out by making one large flower. It's going to be made out of a U. 2 medium-sized. Just really place them anywhere on the page. You want to spread them out and make them in different places on the page. Then I'm going to make 3 little ones like this. That's where we start. Now, next, at the top of each one, just make a nice deep zigzag going across. So I'm going to start at this corner, zigzag. I'm going to start at this corner and zigzag. This last one, this large one here, I mean, I'll do that to each of my flowers. Now, when we're inspired by an artist's work, it doesn't mean we're really copying it. We're just using it to help us to make a nice piece of artwork. So those are my flowers. Now, each one has to be colored in, pressing really hard. So you want to press really hard with the crayon and color it in. Now, I've already gone ahead and done that on all of them. You want to take your time, really press hard. So all of these flowers, I pressed very hard with the crayon and I colored them in. Next, I want to show you how to put the centers in. And last, I'll show you how to put that little ring around the bottom of it. That could represent either a leaf or maybe the water itself. So in the center, I'm going to take a yellow crayon, again, pressing hard and applying a lot of crayon. Crayon is made out of wax, and the paint that we're using is based with water. So it's called wax resist because the crayon in the wax in the crayon will resist the paint. Now, this is the way that you make the bottom part, the green. What I do is I kind of underline the flower and then bend it around at the edge. Then again, underline it and bend around like that. So I need to do that 3 times on each one. That is called repetition. Repetition is one of the principles of art. Now, I want to add some ripples of water on it, like as if they're glistening in the sun. And I'm going to be able to do that with a white crayon. So I'm going to use a white crayon, and I'm going to put some sort of wavy lines in it. You won't be able to see it very well, but you'll see it when it gets painted. So I want to, again, press hard. Now, they're gentle waves. They're just gentle waves. They're not big ocean waves because this is a pond. So I'll put a few here and there. And actually, if you took this and held it up to the light, you would be able to see where they are. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with some green paint. I want it to be very watery. Now, again, one of the challenges with the supplies that we're using are that the paper itself can fall apart easily and rip. So we can't go over it too many times with the paint. We have to be careful with the way we're painting. So I'm going to add quite a bit of, see now I have my paint here, and I want to take a clean water and drip it in to the green and drip it into the blue. So it's going to be very puddly in there. So I have like a puddle of water in my green paint. I'm going to start with the green, and I want to mix it around a bit, and I'm going to put some patches of green. Oh, it's a little too dark, So I will show you what you need to do in that case. In that case, I'm going to just pick up water only and go over it with plain water, and you could see how it's kind of lightening up when I'm doing that. Now, I didn't try to go around the flowers at all or around anything. I just paint right on top of it. Now, do you see the white crayon starting to show through here? Now, the blue is a little bit of a challenge as well. Sometimes that comes out a little too dark. If it does, you want to add water to it right away. See, oops, very dark. So I need to dip into only plain water now and go back over it. If you notice, I'm painting kind of quickly. If I go over things too many times or I take too much time with it, the paper is just going to disintegrate. It will rip. Now, I'm going to dip into just plain water and spread that paint out. Now, everywhere where there was a white crayon line, you could start to see them showing through. The flowers don't get covered up, even though I'm painting over them, because it's watercolor paint. If it's not spreading well enough, it means that you don't have enough water on there. So, with the paint, this is the way it ends up looking. So I hope that you might try making it yourself, and I hope you have fun. Bye.